Chet, we
What's
all
up?
know I absolutely love Yakuza.
Yes, you do.
It is an amazing game series, and very few things could make me happier than the idea that the entire Yakuza series is going to continue being remade for the PS4. Recently, I had the privilege of playing Yakuza Kiwami 2. And let's say, god damn, I love this game. Honestly, it's really more of the same. So, like, if you haven't played Yakuza and you're tired of hearing me say play Yakuza, this is probably the part of the video you want to cut out. But yeah, play Yakuza. Like, it's an amazing game series. It tells an incredible story. It gives you amazing gameplay. And now with the this is, like I said in my Zone of the Enders remastered review. Wow, that was weird. Like I said in my Zone of the Enders remastered review, Sega is very, very weird about how they have no consistency to how they do things, but when they do things right, they do it fucking right. And the Yakuza remasters are a perfect example of that. They look phenomenal. Like, the game looks stunning. It looks like it was developed for PS4, which is really what it should be. And considering that this is a PS2 game, the same way Yakuza Kiwami 1 was a PS2 game, like, that was remastered for PS4. It blows my mind to think that any other remaster doesn't look this good. Like, these guys are doing it right. This is amazing, the way it looks, the way it plays. Like, it feels like a game that was made in this generation for this generation of consoles.
There's a lot of lazy remasters that are just up the res a bit and called it a day. But this, if you played it, you wouldn't know it was a port if you.
Right. If nobody told you that the Kiwami series are ports of PS2 games, you would play this and really just feel like, wow, this game is amazing, It's hard to talk about the story with Kiwami 2 because it was such a strongly direct sequel that a lot of the stuff is spoiler, but it really just tells, I mean, in the true fashion of Yakuza as I described in the series and talking about the series before, it's very, very plot driven and narrative driven. So it just tells an incredible story. It's like, how could you not love the story that's being told in this game? It's about family and trust and bonding and loyalty, and there's so many
beating up all of your friends
with bicycles or garbage cans or traffic cones. That is the most important part. Traffic cones. Like, you can literally pick up a traffic cone and beat somebody to a pulp. Do you understand how long it would take? Like, that is a form of torture. You know how long it would take to beat somebody unconscious with a freaking traffic cone?
I suppose maybe old ones were more solid and sturdy. Plastic might
Perhaps.
be better than
that
those
would
rubbery
be
ones.
the only explanation. That would be the only explanation. The only explanation.
Are you up for some rampant speculation then?
Fire away.
Okay, so there are officially in the normal series, skipping 0, there's 6 Yakuza, right?
Correct.
In the timeline. We got Kiwami 1 and 2. 3 and 4 were PS3 releases, or was 4? Where did they go?
3, 4, and 5 were PS3 releases.
Okay, so it may
And
be
6 was
easier.
PS4.
So that one, yeah, you don't have to Kiwamify that one, but 3, 4, and 5. Maybe because it's one generation behind now, that it may be an easier task to Kiwamify, if you will. What do you think on that?
I think it'll actually be harder. Like, we know that the PS3 architecture was notoriously bad. So, like, a lot of games have difficulty getting ported over because the architecture was so different. And like I say all the time, and like I'll continue saying, I don't develop games, so I don't know like the first thing about what's right and what's wrong, but just from the complaints that I've heard and like the industry standard complaints and things like that, it seems like that is what makes things difficult for even the simplest task. I say simple as if I know what I'm talking about, but the simplest task of backwards compatibility. It's simply because the way that Sony designed the architecture of the PS3 was, Sony always designs their product as if everyone's gonna copy them afterwards. Like, they're breaking new ground every time. Their hardware is always a piece of Huster. It's always a piece of history. Like the architecture in any of the Sony devices that you think of, like, they ushered in new regimes for the most part, or they tried to, which is why there's so much proprietary stuff when like Sony products first release. But over time, like, Sony gives in and says, all right, fine, like, we couldn't create the standard and we'll just abide by it and be the best at it. So I think they might be easier, they might not, but I'm definitely erring more on the side of they won't be easier. They'll be just as difficult.
It's probably be an easy question to answer then after that. Do you think if they can Kiwamify the other 3 games in the series before PS5 is out?
Absolutely not.
So what are they gonna do? They can't get everything on one platform, so they have to.
Well, they're gonna start over for PS5.
Is Kiwami 1 gonna be Kiwami 2 or something like that?
Kiwami, yeah, double Kiwami. That sounds like a special move. Double Kiwami. I don't know, because in Japan, I think 3 has already gotten the Kiwami treatment, and it's just waiting to get
localized.
Like,
all right.
Yeah, localized. And 4 is in the works, so it's possible that they'll be able to do it in time. But if the rumors about the PS5 are true, and it's around the corner, like 2020, 2021 release date, I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna. I think
if they can do a yearly, they'd be able to, just get it in before the last thing. And maybe, just maybe,
5 would arrive. 5 would arrive at the same time as the PS5, and would be, well, because of the number, would be a smart one that would be like cross-generational, so they make the PS5, PS4 version.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That was what I was thinking. Is maybe the PS5 will get Kiwami 5, but also it will be, the cross-generation one. So it'll probably be either there's a PS4 and a PS5 version, or PS5 becomes the first PlayStation to openly support backward compatibility from the get-go, so you can play the rest of them on that. Now, I don't know.
I definitely think Sony's gonna go hard as hell on making sure that backward compatibility works on their next console.
Yeah,
because they're not even doing it from a fan or consumer perspective. They're literally doing it from a business perspective. They're looking at the way that Microsoft has been able to rake in extra cash and extra fan loyalty by doing this. It makes sense financially from a business perspective. In my head, it just makes sense to figure out how can we at least make it possible for PS4 owners to convert to PS5 but still be able to play their PS4 games on one console. They still might not go as far back as PS3 or PS2, but that's what PlayStation Now is for.
That is. All right, well, why don't we write that up there in the comments? Do you think we'll get 3, 4, and 5 before the next generation? Tell us what you think. Maybe we are going to get that crossover just in the nick of time. I think they'll be able to do it. What about you?
I think if we're looking at cross-generational, yes. If we're looking at standalone, definitely not.
All right. Well, feel free to argue with us in the comments. Ciao.
Au revoir.
Hey, this is Chet from Hard Mode Gamers. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Click that like button, thumbs up, click that subscribe button. We appreciate anything you can offer, even if it's just a moment of your time. We have plenty more of this content available to you at our website at hardmodegamers.com or right here on YouTube. Check us out, and thank you.